When I stopped at a gas station in Georgia and told the attendant I was moving to Mexico, he was amazed. When I told him I was driving, he didn't believe me. As I paid for a tank of gas and a coat, I told him that Mexico and the United States were connected. They are one large North American landmass, and that crossing the ocean to get to Mexico is unnecessary. That man is probably still shaking his head in disbelief. But then, he's not the only one. Mention Mexico, and most people think of sun-sparkling beaches and swaying palm trees. They've been to Cancun or Puerto Vallarta, or maybe Acapulco in its heyday, and have found memories of languid afternoons stretched out in a hammock. They believe they've found paradise and don't need to look any further. But not looking further means missing the other treasures of Mexico. It is true that Mexico has world-class resorts where the wind shooshes through the palm fronds and pina coladas flow from seemingly bottomless pitchers. But Mexico is a country that is larger than Italy, Germany, France, and England combined, and has far more beach resorts to offer. Mexico City teems not only with more people than any other city in the world, but also with reminders of its ancient past. The largest green space in Mexico City, Chapultepec Park, and the floating gardens of Xochimilco have existed since the Aztecs were in power in the 15th century. Mexico's old colonial cities, San Miguel de Allende and Guanajuato, to name only two, are as charming as any European village. Everywhere you look is a postcard scene waiting to be captured by your camera. Mother Nature provides as much intrigue as the cities. Palm-lined beaches give way to roads twisting through bottle-green jungles to reach volcanic mountaintop. The Copper Canyon, while different in topography from the Grand Canyon, is no less spectacular. A train runs along the rim, climbing its 390-mile-long trip over 39 bridges and through 86 tunnels to a height of 8,000 feet. No one ever forgets the experience. If archaeology excites you, there are ancient pyramids, temples, and ball courts to explore. These ruins are all that are left behind from the complex Aztec, Maya, Olmec, and Zapotec civilizations. Since Mexico has more World Heritage Sites than either Canada or the United States, there are 23 in all, you will undoubtedly find fascinating places to visit for years to come. If you look at a map of Mexico, you will see that the country's shape reflects its nature. It's shaped like a cornucopia, and it is indeed a horn of plenty, brimming with hidden treasures. I'd like to share some of Mexico's treasures with you by introducing you to one of her ancient villages, Ajijic. This village sits on the bank of Mexico's largest lake, Lake Chapala, surrounded by mountains. Not even the artist Monet could have imagined a more beautiful setting. Although this town has ancient Indian roots and retains its Mexican flavor, it manages to accommodate the needs of the many expatriates who live here. So come along with me while we tour this village. I think you'll see why this town of perpetual spring is considered Shangri-La by the thousands of expats who call it home.